What's up guys? In today's video, we will take a look at my current team for the upcoming Fantasy Premier League season. This is the FPL Lounge and please do consider subscribing to the channel. It's absolutely free for you, but it's a huge motivation for me to make better content for you guys. So let's take a look at the team. Now this is not my final team. I might make changes to it as and when I get more data about players. So let's begin with the goalkeepers. I have gone for Robert Sanchez as my first choice. His backup at Brighton, Jason Steele, would be the other keeper on my team. Looking at Sanchez, last season he conceded 27 goals in 27 games and kept 10 clean sheets. Brighton as a team had the third lowest expected goals conceded in the Premier League, only behind Manchester City and Chelsea, so they're quite good defensively. And on top of that, they have pretty good fixtures as well. Only 3 out of their first 8 fixtures have a difficulty rating of 3 or more, so there is potential for clean sheets here. Moving on to the defense, first on the team is Trent Alexander-Arnold. He did not have a good start last season, but still ended up as the third highest scoring defender in the game. That shows how good he is, particularly towards the end of the season. In 32 games last season, he scored 2 goals and provided 7 assists. He created 14 big chances, which was the joint third highest in the league. Liverpool have great fixtures. In their first 6 games, they face Norwich, Burnley, Crystal Palace and Brentford, which have a difficulty rating of 2. Game week 3 and 4 are the tricky ones when they face Chelsea at home and Leeds away. Second defender on the team is Luke Shaw. Last season, he scored 1 goal and provided 5 assists in 32 games. He created 7 big chances as well, which was second only to Bruno Fernandes among teammates. He will be high on confidence after a pretty solid Euro campaign with England. He created the second most big chances at the Euros. Manchester United have decent starting fixtures, which includes Leeds, Southampton, Wolves, Newcastle, West Ham and Aston Villa in the first 6 game weeks. Next defender on my team is Vladimir Sofal from West Ham. He was one of the breakout stars of last season. West Ham as a team had a solid season. They were genuine top 4 contenders. Sofal didn't score any goals, but he provided 7 assists and created 9 big chances in the league. West Ham have good starting fixtures. They face Newcastle, Leicester, Crystal Palace and Southampton in their first 4 games. Next on my team is Tariq Lamptey. He had a strong start last season. In 11 games he scored a goal, provided 1 assist and created 2 big chances. But then he got injured and that ruined what could have been a breakout season for him. If he's able to stay fit, then I'm expecting him to have a strong start yet again. Brighton have the fixtures for that as well. They face only 2 of last season's top 10 in the first 6 fixtures. Last player in my defense is Ryan Aït-Nouri from Wolves. He started 16 games last season, scored 1 goal, provided 1 assist and created 1 big chance. He has signed a permanent deal with Wolves this season and is tipped to be their first choice left wing back. They will be under a new manager this season and would be interesting to see how they perform under him. Fixtures are quite decent. They have only 1 game with a difficulty rating of above 3 in the first 9 games. For game weeks 4 to 7 in particular, they have a great run of fixtures. Moving on to the midfield now, the first name is pretty obvious. It's Mohamed Salah. For me, he has been the most consistent performer, at least in terms of fantasy football. Last season, he scored 22 goals, which was the highest among midfielders, provided 5 assists and created 12 big chances. He missed 19 big chances as well, which was the second highest in the league. Liverpool have good fixtures, but it doesn't even matter. Salah is one of those players who is fixture proof. Second player in my midfield is last season's top scorer in fantasy football, Bruno Fernandes. 18 goals and 12 assists, which were both the third highest in the league. 20 big chances created, which was the highest in the league. His average of 3.3 shots per game and 2.6 key passes per game were also among the top 3 in the league. He's on penalties and free kicks for Manchester United and I'm expecting him to do well yet again this season. Third player in my midfield is Ferran Torres. Now this isn't a nailed on pick. If you look at Manchester City right now, Aguero has already left. Tottenham have already rejected a bid for Harry Kane and Jesus is heavily linked to Juventus and that means Manchester City would be without a proper striker. If that happens, then we could be looking at Torres playing as a striker for the best team in the league. And at 7 million, he could prove to be one of the bargains of the season. Still early days, but this is my thought process behind having Torres in my team. Next player on my team is Ismaila Sarr from Watford. I have already spoken about him in my budget midfielders video. If you haven't seen it yet, then please check it out. Link in the description below. He was the highest goal scorer for Watford last season with 13 goals. He also provided 4 assists and created 4 big chances. Watford have a nice run of starting fixtures with only one fixture above the fixture difficulty rating of more than 3 in the first 6 games. Completing my midfield is Billy Gilmore, who just joined Norwich on loan and is tipped to make his way straight into the starting lineup. He would mostly be on the bench, but at 4.5 million, if you get a midfielder who starts regularly, then you can't ask for more. Let's take a look at the forwards now. First on my team is Dominic Calvert-Lewin from Everton. Last season, he scored 16 goals, which was the 6th highest in the league. He was a must-have during the first half of the season, but his form dipped in the second half. I am expecting him to do well this season, especially with the kind of fixtures Everton have. They have only one game with a difficulty rating of above 3 in the first 10 game weeks, that being Manchester United in game week 7. Their first 4 games include Southampton, Leeds, Brighton and Burnley. 3 out of those teams were among the worst 7 in terms of expected goals conceded last season. So there is potential for goals here. The next forward on my team is Ivan Toney from Brentford. He is currently the most selected forward in the game, and that is because of his record-breaking season in the Championship, where he scored 31 goals in 45 games. He provided 10 assists and created 10 big chances, so he offers creativity as well. Brentford have decent fixtures too. They play Arsenal in game week 1, followed by Crystal Palace and Aston Villa in the next 2 game weeks. And the final player on my team is Ollie Watkins from Aston Villa. Last season, he scored 14 goals and provided 5 assists for a total of 168 fantasy points, which was in the top 5 among forwards. Now, he was quite wasteful last season. He missed 13 big chances in the league. I am expecting him to improve on that this term. Villa already had Grealish. Now they have Buendia as well. So Watkins now has 2 great playmakers to feed him with those chances, and he is definitely going to benefit from it. First 3 games for Villa are very good. They face Watford, Newcastle and Brentford in game week 1, 2 and 3. Fixtures get tough after that, but at least for the first 3 game weeks, Watkins is a great option. So that was my current team. Now if you ask me, then the only nailed on player right now is Mohamed Salah. Other than him, pretty much everyone else could change. The most likely candidate to be moved out is Ferran Torres. That will hugely depend upon Manchester City's transfer activity. If Kane signs for City, then I will have to get rid of one of my forwards and bring in Kane as well. Another player I'm not very sure about is Tariq Lamptey. He could move out and make way for maybe Fofana or even Ben White. I can even go for a 5 million defender because I have 0.5 million left in the bank. Still early days, I will keep you guys updated as and when I have more clarity on the players that I absolutely want in my team. Alright, so that's it for today. If you liked the video, then please show your support by pressing the like button and sharing the video with your friends. Thank you for watching.